Edge, or Adam Copeland, defends the AEW spike spot on Jon Moxley. How could you forget, Dutch? Last week.
I remember that. And I read his excuse too, or his reasoning for it.
Okay.
You
do
know,
you want me to read it, or do you
no,
paraphrase?
read it. You can read it.
Okay. I look at wrestling as a variety show. That means you can bring up a lot of different things to the table with that. There can be some comedy, straight up wrestling, hardcore matches. That has always been my case. It's also not really out of the ballpark of what Moxley and I do every once in a while. Think about me and Mick Foley. I'm sure there are a lot of people that were disturbed by that too. Not really. Anyway, there are also a lot of people who enjoy horror movies. There are people who enjoy rom-coms. Anyway. All right. I can see where that one's going already. He's basically just saying... what is he even saying?
No, he's saying it's just totally different. And I think... But I'm thinking he's got nails in his back. How do you get even for somebody hitting you with nails in the back unless you bring a machete with you to the ring next time? I mean, and I watched it, and see, he was perfectly safe because if you have more nails, they can't enter. If that had been a single nail, that would have went through almost to the hilt. But with so many nails in there, only about this far it goes in. But I found it. I mean, I looked at it and I wasn't really. Maybe I've watched too much, and I think the fans have watched too much because that didn't really. Did it shock people? You think, or what?
Well, here's the thing. I don't think the whole it's a variety show thing washes at all. So it's like, okay, you can have a puppet show in the first segment, and then a gangbang in the second segment, and then...
Wait, that is horrible, a gangbang.
Well, okay, as an example. I mean, yeah, you can have anything in a variety show.
But I would probably watch it, though.
Yeah, you'd probably judge it, I imagine. But you know what I mean? It's like that. It doesn't work, that excuse. You know, okay, it's a variety show, so you can have literally... Okay, you can have a lynching in the ring for Thingy 3, and then you can have some close-up card magic for segment 4.
You know, following that logic, why don't we just have an execution?
Yeah, why not?
Just line people's up, give them a gun, and you pick a fan out of the... You know, he'll take one of the guns.
Row 8, chair AE...
Come down and take the gun. That would actually be good. All right, have somebody just jump off the... What would really be good if you come off the ladder, then you land on the nails. But it didn't kill the guy, didn't even hurt the guy. And the guy said, I'm going to get you. I'm going to get you. See, if that doesn't necessitate,
necessitate,
whatever, a bunch of guys running in the ring to check him out to see if he's okay, nothing will. I don't know. Okay. Hey, I can't make up scenarios for these guys and or these people who do stuff like that. If it works, it works. If it don't. But what if somebody come up to you, wait a minute, and said, listen, we're going to get those nails, and I want you to be facing away from me, and I'm going to bury it in your back. What do you say?
No.
Not so fast there, Bubba. I don't think I want nails in my back, you know. But that had to be Moxley. Moxley said, yeah, do it.
Yeah,
that had to be Moxley's idea.
There's something else that Adam Copeland also said, which is also a terrible example. Here's the quote. I think that is what AEW does. I also feel like AEW is not afraid to take some risks. For a lack of a better analogy, we're kind of a bit punk rock. It's not always going to be pretty. It's an alternative. It's something different. And I think if you look throughout the history of the company, it's not something new. Darby Allin was falling off ladders and glass and thumbtacks. And do you know what? People back then were saying that was too far as well and really dangerous, and glass was flying into the crowd and it was a really bad idea. No one was saying that's a great idea. They were AEW's own fans and, you know, most wrestling fans were saying maybe you should tone it down a bit. What about that Dante Martin a couple of years ago when he snapped his ankle in half? Or when Sting dived off the ladder and instead splashed someone's knee and broke his face?
Yeah. And he almost killed himself too.
Yeah, no one's saying, well, you know, we do all these stupid things. This is just what this company does, which is true. But no one's saying it's a good idea.
But still, I go back to what I say week after week after week here. It's the stories. It's a story, a long running story, and you have 3 stories on the show, and they're fairly engaging. You can run a show like that. But guys doing the freaky stuff every now and then, it's because the people will remember that 20 seconds after they leave the matches. And you know what half of them will say? Fake. Here you're walking out with a half a lung, and they said, fake. What did
he used to say, Dutch? What was the phrase you used to say? You liked it when the marks were...
Oh, yeah, I like when the marks used to sit in the seats, buy tickets, instead of being in the dressing room with me. Because, no, I've been in some dressing rooms like that. Well, you know, they had only been in the business they weren't in the business. They were just over there acting like they were in the business. And they'd only been there like 2 weeks, but they were acting like they'd been there for 5 years. Then you know they're really marks when they come over there and ask you for your autograph. And then go out and work the next match. Crazy.
Would you do that if someone in the locker room asks you for your autograph or a photo?
Well, I'd charge them.
Yeah, fair enough then. Well, hang on, they're only getting paid a hot dog and a handshake.
I'd charge them $10.
Charge them half the hot dog they're getting paid.
Oh, yeah, you say, all right, who you want this to? Timothy? Okay. Tell Timothy, get the fuck out of here.
Yeah, eBay.